Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything City, past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of City stuff. So if you follow a friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Right, welcome to Match Report as we look back at Club Bruges 1, Manchester City 5. Yes, if there's anything not quite as good as a 6-1, is it? But hey, we'll take a 5-1. That's almost as good, is it, these days? At the Jan Breidel Stadion on Tuesday, 19th October 2021. Nice early kick-off, 5:45 p.m. UK time, of course. Yes, great game. Well done, City. Let's talk about it. City lineup, 4 changes from the Burnley game. Yeah, obviously this Stones problem was a late thing, wasn't it? We weren't aware of that. So out of the 11, I got 9 right for the team, which I'll take that on basis of the Stones thing as well. I thought he may have got a game, but obviously Laporte and Diaz are the main guys now anyway, as far as Pep's concerned. And of course, Mahrez, yeah, I think it has Jesus in there, and obviously Mahrez got a start, yeah, as the team did play very, very well. So the starting 11, Edison, Walker, Diaz was a captain, of course, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodrigo, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Foden, Mahrez and Grealish. And the subs, Stefan, Carson, Aki, Sterling, Gundogan, nice to see him back, Jesus, Zinchenko, Fernandinho and Palmer. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't playing for the EDS, was he, again in the afternoon? Well, it wouldn't have surprised if he'd played in the afternoon. We stuck him on again at night, but there you go, fantastic goal, Palmer. Of course, we had Istvan Kovacs from Romania in charge with his little Lionels, his compatriots from the same country, Vasil, Florin, Marinescu and Ovidiu are 10. And the VAR, yeah, was used a couple of times. Yeah, I'm not so sure if I'm happy about these offsides now, and they show you them, but they don't have lines anymore. I mean, the whole point of having lines, at least you could see how close something was, but now it just looks like judgment, so I don't think that's a better way of doing it, eh? But that's another different thing, isn't it? VAR, Paolo Valeri from Italy. Assistant was FREDDIE San from Switzerland, and the fourth official was Marian Alexandru Barbu, and I think Marian was a man, wasn't he? I'm not too sure. I think he was. I forgot now. Forgot what he looked like. There you go. I wasn't sure if it was a man's name, which I thought it was in Romania, but there you go. Yeah, match report, let's talk about totally dominant City, weren't we, in the first half? I think Bruges were restricted to sort of 3 or 4 corners, but they didn't really create much. I don't remember Edison really having to make much of a save at all. A 2-0 lead should have been a lot more at half-time with some great chances created. 2 or 3 balls across the box with no one on the end of them, eh? You've only had a striker, but then again, we'd have one less midfielder, so perhaps it wouldn't work anyway, who knows? But there you go. So, yeah, we needed someone to put a toe on a couple of crosses, didn't we? Foden, KDB a couple of times, and Mahrez all perhaps could have done better with chances, especially one from KDB with the goal at his mercy. He just literally passed it back to Mignolet. All right, chest high, but it was a poor shot when he had all the goal to aim at, which is what KDB is at the moment. He'll toddle along, make mistakes, not be very good, and then all of a sudden he'll pull something out of the bag, won't he? That's what he tends to be doing. But not so much last night, unfortunately, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, Mignolet was obviously in goal. Nice to see Mignolet in goal for Bruges last night. 2-0 is okay, of course it was. A great Foden chip was controlled by a rampaging forward Cancelo. Yes, I still don't like left-backs attacking and not defending. Again, I thought it was a bit lacking in defence, but obviously you can't say anything about him going forward, can you? Slotted it between Mignolet's legs on 30 minutes to make us 1-0 for City. 43 minutes, not for the first time, KDB got into a bit of a tangle with himself on the edge of the box, but fortunately it fell for Mahrez, who drew the foul from a clumsy and socky, didn't he? So a great penalty by Mahrez. I mean, it took a long time. He kept his cool and put the keeper the wrong way. Mignolet committed to his left, and obviously Mahrez put it to the keeper's right. Apart from a couple of late KDB quality passes. Yeah, I think of all the team, he was generally the one who had a half to forget, to be honest with you. I thought he was flipping awful. Perhaps he felt a bit sorry for his compatriots in Belgium, the fans. I mean, I know he got a nice warm reception when he went off the pitch, didn't he? I'm not too sure what he got when he got on the pitch, but there you go. But yeah, not the greatest start from KDB. Second half, yeah, we finally sort of put it to bed, didn't we? It was more or less to bed at 2-0. But if Walker's going to score a goal, then obviously something's right, isn't it? And obviously it's from a great little KDB, wasn't it? One of those little that splits the defence just like, not 40-yard, but a nice 10-yard pass that split the defence. And well done, Walker. Fantastic goal on 53 minutes at 3-0. So, you know, something's right with City of Mr. Walker's scoring a goal, that's for sure. We had the first couple of subs. I mean, it wasn't even 60 minutes. I think Pep was, you could tell we're doing well. Pep using subs before 60 minutes or using subs at all. So you could tell it was going well, because if it had been going badly, he would have probably not used any subs, because that's not what he does. So Aki was on for Laporte and Gundogan for Bernardo. Yeah, Bernardo, another good little game, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Cancelo should have had a second from a great Foden ball, of course. Foden pulling the strings, not quite as he did for England a couple of weeks ago, but a very similar style. And then we got Sterling came on, didn't we, for Phil Foden, and Palmer for KDB. Yeah, Palmer for KDB. Probably a fair swap on the night, to be honest with you. 67 minutes, yeah, what he does for the EDS so well. We've seen it, haven't we, from Mr. Palmer. He sort of just puts that, just aims that ball just a little bit out of the goalie's reach every time. I mean, it wasn't right in the corner, but it was enough, obviously, the position of Mignolet to actually go in the goal. But obviously, it's his first Champions League goal. Absolutely fantastic. So chuffed for him. It reminded me, I know it's a totally different thing, isn't it? It reminded me to that first Foden goal in the League Cup that time. Remember, was it Oxford? I might be wrong on that, but forgive me. But it just reminded me a little bit of that, you know, just the joy surrounding it. Just reminded me of that. But obviously, this is a bigger stage, of course. 71 minutes, Fernie came on for Rodri. And I think the changes changed the flow of the game a little bit. They came more of an end-to-end thing, didn't it? And it was 74 minutes. Ederson really had his first action of the game, making it a block, and he made a couple of other good saves as well in the game. But he didn't have much chance with that Bruised goal on 84 minutes, which had been coming, to be honest with you. They'd been sort of knocking at the door for 5 or 10 minutes before that. So they probably earned that in the second half, the way they played. But I think City swapping the players around probably disrupted our formation and flow just a little bit. But when you're 3 or 4-0 up, it doesn't really matter that much, does it? Sterling again fluffed chances before. Mahrez, of course, made it 5-1 on the night. An exquisite Fernandinho long pass, and well taken by Mahrez, who obviously the goalkeeper came out and he just placed it neatly into the corner of the net. Sterling had a great chance for a goal, and he sort of toe poked it, but instead of toe poking it towards goal, he sort of toe poked it nowhere, and that sort of summed up again his cameo performance, I think, although obviously he did have an assist, didn't he, which wasn't too bad, but apart from that, wasn't the greatest, was it? But a comprehensive win for City, I think, last night. I think that's the word. Key stats, Bruges 5 shots, 2 on target. City 22 shots, 9 on target. I like that. I like that stat. If we can get up 40-50% of our shots on target, we're gonna win more games. 36% possession only for Bruges. 74% completion, which I've seen that with Bruges before. They've been in the high 60s and 70s in some games. I've look back on their stats, so it is fairly normal. And City's was 88, which is okay. A little, perhaps we always aim for between 89, 90, 91, but 88 was fine. As I say, we didn't seem to get much pressure from Bruges on the night. Right, the ratings. Mr. Bukowski's for the Evening News. So Mr. Brennan's having a rest this week, and Mr. Bukowski's. Me and him differ a little bit on some of these, so it'll be quite interesting reading. My starting point is 7 out of 10. So everyone gets a 7 out of 10 if they had a bog standard game. If they played better, they'll get more. If they played worse, they'll get less. Making certain allowances, but I'll tell you about them as we're going through, obviously. Right, on to Ederson. Mr. Pekowski said, didn't have very much to do as his defence shielded him from any danger. Yet flaps at a corner on one of the rare occasions he was troubled. Well, he's not as great as it goes. It was a terrific save late on, but was beaten minutes later. I counted 3 good saves there, Simon, to be honest with you. A couple of great blocks and 1 diving save as well from a header. So I think, which is the one I think he's talking about. But I think Simon's... He's ignoring the good things. And so he's only given a 6. I'd give him 7.5. I thought, considering he was obviously non-existent for most of the game and he must have been absolutely bored out of his skin, I thought his concentration was great. He couldn't be faulted for the goal. And as I said, he made at least 3 good stops that I noticed. So, yeah, I'd have to give him 7.5, Simon. 6 is a bit mean, I think. Let me know what you think, guys. Don't, obviously let me know your ratings or whether you disagree with any of these. Walker, Simon says, a rare goal in the second half. His measured strike making amends after failing to provide the finish for what would have been one of the goals of the season in the first half. Yeah, it's Walker, isn't it? He's not a striker. Simon's given him 7. I've given him an 8. I thought Walker was excellent and he scored a goal. So I'm going to give him 8. I've been a bit kind, I think. I don't think he did too much wrong in defence, to be honest with you. He used his pace to get back a couple of times. So I'll give him an 8. Simon give him a 7. Diaz, Simon says, terrific work from the captain, spraying balls forward and keeping his cool to neutralise Bruised threats rather than jumping in and risking escalating them. Yeah, I mean, Simon's given him a 7. I'll just give him an 8. I can't give him the standard. I thought it was just a good, solid presence on the night. As I say, they did score a goal, but I'm not going to particularly. It was one of those. It was a cross in the box that one of the players sort of deflected on a slight angle, and no one really had a chance. Did they? He wasn't going to the player who scored initially. It was just one of those things in the box. When you got bodies in the box, you get deflections. So I'll give him an 8 anyway. Simon give him a 7. On to Laporte, another classy performance, said Simon. That earned him more rest after his efforts with Spain in the international break. His passing kept City on the front foot. Yeah, I mean, again, no problems for me. 7 from Simon. Again, he's not been over the top this week. 7.5 from me. I thought he was very comfortable, Laporte. And I'd say they slotted back together quite nicely, him and Diaz. Cancelo took his second goal of the Champions League, said Simon. Campaigned very well and was also much better defensively here than he was against Burnley. Well, I don't think he was. I spotted at least 4 or 5 times he gave the ball away in midfield and defence. Against better opposition, that's not very good. But I have to accept his Pep sees him more as his striking potential, and he didn't do much wrong up front. He played very, very well and scored a great goal. So Simon's give him 8, so I am going to give him 8, although, as I said, I wasn't overly impressed with his defending again and some of the midfield work he did last night. But a good goal, and going forward, he was excellent, and he got the man of the match from the guys at UEFA, whoever does that man of the match. So fair enough. Not my man of the match. So right, Rodri, yes, very good again from Rodri, said Simon. A few misplaced passes, but lots of excellent work, shuttling the ball forward and cutting out the sniff of counters. So he's given him a 7. Yeah, he's not very keen. I mean, he's praising these guys and giving them a 7. I don't think that's much, really. I'll give him a 7.5. I thought he prowled around that centre very well, and I think Bruised with the sort of team he enjoys playing against. I say that we got plenty of space for all our players past that first 5 or 10 minutes. So I think he enjoyed that. So I'll give him a 7.5. KDB, a good assist for Walker, Simon says, but more struggles to find his rhythm and his radar as he continues to work his way into form. A nice reception for the crowd made for an enjoyable homecoming to Belgium. He's only given a 6. Yeah, as I say, my standard score 7. I could have given him a 6, 6.5, but I am going to give him a 7 because, and a couple of nice little passes at the end of the first half and then a couple of nice little passes at the start of the second half. So he worked his way back into it and then he got took off. So he got hooked. So I'm going to give him the basic 7. I'm not going to, but before that, it was pretty awful. It was pretty awful. But it's KDB, isn't it? So I will give him a 7. But we will let him off for that one, I think. Bernardo, busy, tidy, effective, Simon says. Bernardo carried the ball up the field well and proved a handful for Bruges players to try to dispossess before he was taken off, presumably with Brighton in mind. I think all these players he took off at starting against Brighton, to be honest with you. Simon's only given a 7, though. I've got to give him an 8. I can't just give him a 7, can I? Exceptional. He's like a workhorse, but with no shortage of smooth skills, is he? That's the thing. He just grafts and grafts. I mean, I'm used to midfielders grafting and working hard. I mean, I did a bit myself in my low level of football. That's what I used to do. I used to run around trying to tackle, getting in the way, making myself busy. But he's got so much skill with it as well. It's just. He's like a Shire horse, but he's got a dainty touch, hasn't he, of one of these dressage horses as well. So there you go. That's my comparison of Bernardo. So I give him an 8 anyway. Simon give him a 7. Mahrez did well to earn the penalty and then convert it, said Simon. Easier said than done in this team. It probably is. More involved than at the weekend, although still not in top form. No, he wasn't, but all credit to him. He wasn't great against Burnley, was he? But I thought he was very, very good last night. Simon's given him an 8. He's gone mad. I mean, he's praised more players and given less than that. But there you go. I give him an 8 as well because I think he did seem a lot more interested in if he's going to score goals and he's going to take responsibility for penalties, which he earned as well. I can't give him less than an 8. I thought he had a better game last night. I'm glad to see. I just hope he won't sulk again now if he gets dropped for the next game. But there you go. But well done, Mahrez. Good game last night. Grealish, yeah, he's getting a bit of stick on the internet, I've noticed. Found plenty of space in the early stages, said Simon, and his intention was always to attack the defenders, lacking that something to spark a goal, though. So Simon's only given him a 7. I thought it was okay. The thing, the stick Grealish is getting now is the same sort of stick Mahrez always got, is that he slows the thing down. But he very rarely loses it. He wins 3 kicks. He's not perfect. He should have done. I mean, I think early in the game he was brought down. I think he was given as a goal kick, and yeah, it was fouled. It might have been the edge of the box. It was very close to being in the box, but there's just nothing done by the officials. But I think that's a bit mean on Grealish. And they're saying people are having a bit of a downer on him. He's not worth 100 million. Of course, he's not worth 100 million. It was obviously a price we had to pay for an English player. And that's the situation. Yes, it's just what we had to do. And yeah, perhaps he isn't. Perhaps he isn't 100 million. Perhaps he's only an 80 million pound player. Who knows? But yeah, I thought it was okay. So Simon's given him a 6. I give him a 7. Foden scarily good, said Simon. Led from the front, caused chaos when he dropped back into the midfield and whenever he went on the pitch. A relief for the home team when he was taken off. So Simon's saved all the bad scores up or low scores up and give them all to Phil. I think he's given him a 9. Yeah, I won't go as high, but yes, 8.5 from me. After his sort of rest on the pitch against Burnley, I think, as I said, he looked tired to me. Perhaps he took a rest in that Burnley game. This was more like it from our Phil, wasn't it? So yeah, I'll give him an 8.5. Substitutes, Ake for Laporte on 57 has an unfortunate knack of making the defence look less solid when he plays. I think that's a bit mean, Simon. He's given him a 6. I will rate Ake because he was on for more than 30 minutes. So I'm going to give him a 7. I have to disagree. I think the flow of the game changed because of the substitutions, etc. I thought Ake was reasonable. I didn't see any big problems. All right, a lot of the Bruges attacks in that second half did come from that side late on, but that's I said it was just the general flow of the game, not particularly anything Ake had done. To be honest with you. Gundogan for Bernardo on 57, a quiet return to action. So we give him a 6, Simon. Yeah, I'd agree. It was just a quiet return. So I'll give him the standard. I've put a 6 here. That's a bit mean, actually. I shouldn't have put that. I'll alter that. It's on the graphics. I'm not going to do statistics. I'll put that to a 7. It should have been a 7 because it's a standard game. So my apologies for that. The graphical reads 6, but yeah, I'll class that as a 7, and Simon can give him a 6. Sterling for Foden, 65. Will take the assist for Palmer's goals. He builds his confidence up, but he missed several chances to score. I'm not going to mark Sterling. He was on for less than half an hour. But if I did mark him, it wouldn't be pretty, to be honest with you. He got a 6 off Simon. It's a bit kind. I mean, 1 assist, but it was pretty awful, wasn't he? Apart from that, yet again, sorry, mate. You've got to do a little bit better. Just total lack of confidence on that ball. Palmer for De Bruyne, 65. What a goal, what a prospect. He's given him an 8. Yeah, I mean, he's less than 30 minutes, but I'm changing my rules here as I go along. I'm going to give him an 8 just so that'll go in his stats. So I'm going to give him an 8. Of course, a fantastic goal. How can I not give him an 8? As I say, I'll go against my normal thing of not scoring someone less than 30 minutes because of the situation and what happened. So yes, I'm giving Palmer an 8 like Simon has. Werner for Rodri on 71. A lovely ball over the top for Mahrez. His second it was. So Simon's given him a 7, which is fair enough. As I say, it was too late for me to give him a mark. not you, Stefan Carson, Zinchenko and Jesus. And my man of the match, of course, it's got to be with the highest scores. Doesn't always have to be the guy with the highest score. I know it sounds a bit daft, that, doesn't it? But I don't always. It doesn't have to be. It'd be like work. You don't always have to have the highest score. But on this basis, yes, it's Mr. Phil Foden. Yeah, as I said, Cancelo got the official one, I think, from UEFA. But yeah, I think Phil Foden deserves it as the City man of the match. The opponents going forward, yeah. So Bruges, yeah. In the league they're doing all right. They've won 4 out of the last 6 Belgian titles, and to be honest with you, in that league, I know we unfairly call the French league a farmers' league. Obviously, the Belgian league is probably looked upon as a similar sort of fashion. But to be honest with you, anyone who finishes above Bruges this season will win the title. I think they are a good. I've seen them play better than they did last night. But of course, City were excellent last night, so that probably was part and parcel of it. So without too much distraction, if they do end up in the Europa League, which is probably where I think they will end up, I can't see R.I.P clawing that back. To be honest with you, as long as they don't go too far in that, I don't think they will. I think there'll be far better teams in that as well. I think they'll probably have a good tilt at that title again. I might be able to win it again. But yeah, I'm not happy with some of the fouls. I thought they left the foot in a bit too often for me, to be honest with you. A bit clumsy and horrible, a couple of them. All right, we weren't perfect ourselves, but I wasn't happy about that aspect of their play, to be honest with you. But they did give it up City. I think they showed City a lot of respect, and I think that was the flaw, really. They give City players far too much space. I think the first 5 minutes they were quite tight, but obviously it was like, if you compare to it was a polar opposite, wasn't it, to the Burnley game where we were given not much space at all and we just didn't perform. I think they give City far too much space, and it wasn't the greatest performance from them. But having said that, as far as City played, we sort of outplayed them a bit, to be honest with you. So it would have been difficult for most teams to live with us last night, I think. So Europa League, I don't think they're going to obviously progress in this. Europa League, and then I don't think they're going to get that far in that. But good luck to them as long as they stop being a little bit dirty. City, yes, as I said, polar opposite to the Burnley game with that one. A fantastic performance, yes. Players who didn't play so well against Burnley turned up, didn't they, last night? We quietened the fans very quickly. Obviously, I could hear the City fans. I thought it was one of those grounds where you're not going to hear much from the City fans because it's just constant zombie chanting from the opposition. But we quietened the fans very quickly, even though it's a small, compact ground. So that was great. And obviously, we've got the return very soon, haven't we, at the Etihad? And obviously, a comfortable win with perhaps one or two younger players in that as well. Although, Pep, if he's got a full squad, he'll go with experience anyway and then bring the kids on later, which is fine. Once a game, like he did last night, once a game's won, bring on some of the lesser players, but some of the younger players, etc., or the sort of not on the team, the first name on the team sheet players. Of course, we had the bonus of bringing players off, resting them for the Saturday, which is going to be another tough game against Brighton. It's going to be a very, very interesting game. So that was a bonus for us, and we did what we had to do. It was a must-win game, and we won it. That's all there is to it. So there you go. So please come back and join me this week. Want to look forward to that Brighton trip, of course. I'll be going down myself. That'll be absolutely brilliant. I'm going to coach with total strangers. My lads can't come with me to this one, but I didn't fancy driving down to Brighton on my own, so I've got on a coach with some guys. So I'll be looking forward to that, and I'll try and get you put some pictures on Twitter and stuff like that. So check out, please, my History Boys feature. That's available now as you're watching this. That's already out. Brighton. It looks back at a little game at the Goldstone ground, the old ground, 3rd of October 1981, 40 years ago. Flipping heck. Good time for me as well. But have a listen to that History Boys. A little bit about me as well, and personal things as well as a City match. Hopefully that's of interest to you. Of course, John Bond's City at the time. A wet and windy Goldstone ground, and there's some good second half highlights. So there's a link on there as well. So that if you check the comments section, there's a link to that. So if you want to relive that game, well, I won't say the score. You probably know the score, but if you want to relive that game, you can. And please check out. Obviously, the odd show will be available, and of course, the preview show will be available as well the day before. So that'll be coming on Friday. And obviously, the odd show will be out on And will the odd show be out Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. This Wednesday today as I'm doing this. I've changed. I've swapped shifts at work so I can get to this West Ham game next week. So I've got in the habit of working a different day so I can get to the Wednesday night game next week against West Ham. So I've lost all my days. Anyway, fantastic performance, brilliant performance from City. I thought Bruges weren't allowed to play, to be honest with you, but I thought they could be better. I thought they could have been better. I thought Bruges were a little bit rabbit in the headlights. I was a bit frightened we would be with a passionate crowd, but it worked the other way around. And I say we should have certainly been 3 or 4 up by half time, not just 2. And but we'll take that one. We'll take 5-1, and we'll welcome them to the Etihad very, very soon. Not far away, is it? Anyway, thanks for watching me, guys. Please watching this. Please leave us your player ratings and any comments. It's always lovely to get comments, and just I try and check them all out and answer them, or at least like them or whatever. As long as they're nice comments. I mean, I don't get many bad comments. So anyway, so do that. Leave your comment, leave your player ratings. That's great, or anything significant you think on the playing side. That's KDB. Or what do you think? What's going on? What's going on? He'll be back. I think for the last 15 minutes he played of football, he looks as though he was on his way back. So I'll use that as a positive anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever you want to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. So we meet here again on the Citizen channel. Or perhaps please have a look at my film and TV stuff as well. I try and inform and entertain in my own inimitable way on there as well. But whatever it is, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.